The student body and administration has come together in more ways than one because of the recent change in leadership. I got the new outlook for the university's future from President and Vice President of the Undergraduate Student Government, Megan Bodenschatz and Sterling Galehouse. What is the Undergraduate Student Government's mission or their vision?
So our mission as an organization is to serve as the liaison between the student body and administration to preserve and protect the quality of life for our students at the University of Akron and make sure that students are getting the best experience they can possibly get.
Why did you guys choose to be a part of USG?
Well, I think I originally chose to be a part of USG because I wanted to take an active role on campus, being a student leader. And I happen to really like politics, and I thought that this is one way that I could get involved and, it'd help out students at the same time, kind of leave my mark.
I feel like I have a true passion for the University of Akron and the Akron community, and I felt this was a great way to get involved in the Akron community and the University of Akron and make sure that students are having a great experience and leave a lasting impact and have a legacy here at the University of Akron.
So that brings me to the next question is why did you run for president?
Well, it just kind of seemed like the natural progression, to be honest, of the positions that I have held. I started off in a committee, then I was a director, and then chief of staff, and so I felt like I was kind of at a point where the only position further than chief of staff was going to be president. Yeah. So I really wanted to take that opportunity to further my experience here at Akron and really push for a better student experience, and I say student experience a lot, but I think that that's really what our goal is as an organization, is to make sure that students are having a good experience, we're having a good experience, and really impact the lives of our peers.
And why did you run for vice president?
Well, I think part of it is I wanted to take my game to the next level of being a student leader on campus. I wanted to see things done a certain way, and I had a job working in the president's office, so I felt like this was a great way to kind of help bridge the gap between administrators and students. In the last year, we've had a lot of changes, and I wanted to contribute to kind of help things out, smooth things over. And just this last summer, we've experienced a lot of changes, so I just wanted to be that person kind of who was in control and could help the students out in new situations.
Since there was a recent change in leadership, how have you guys reacted to it, and how do you think the students are reacting to it?
I think overall it's a very positive reaction. With Interim President Wilson, you see a lot more interaction with students, and I think that's really important. Looking back at not just Dr. Scarborough, but Dr. Poenza as well, there wasn't really that interaction with students, and I think it's just so different from anything anyone has experienced, because just in my 4 years here now, this is the third president that I've experienced, and same with Sterling, I believe. So, getting to see how he interacts differently and in a positive way around on campus is definitely a lot better than what it was before, and people are really hopeful for what the University of Akron has to hold in the next couple of years.
How well do you think you're reaching your goals that you set during last year's USG debate and elections?
I think we're getting there. One of our biggest goals was student outreach, and we've introduced a few new things, and especially Senate this year, where we have money allocated to our senators to host student outreach events on campus, and we've made a lot of progress there. A lot of our members are starting to brainstorm. We're only 5 weeks into the semester, so things are kind of just now starting to get rolling.
How are your personal relationships with President Wilson now that he is taken over?
I think that it's extremely positive. We've had multiple opportunities to meet one-on-one with him or two-on-one, and we have found ways that we can bridge the gap between the administration and students. As you see, he's been taking a more active role on campus, communicating with students. The day when he went out and played basketball against Khalil, that was a huge hit, and so we're telling him things that he can do to help students, and we're also communicating with the students, hey, this guy really cares about us, and he could be the one for us moving forward.
Yeah, and just speaking on a personal note too, he's so welcoming and so encouraging. I've sat in on a meeting with him where we're going through talking about what USG is working on, and then the conversation takes a complete turn, and he's like, well, how are you doing, and what's your major, and what are your career aspirations? And he's trying to convince me to go to law school. And so he's just he truly is trying to be a friend to everyone on campus, and that's really unique in a president.
Just in this short amount of time, President Wilson has reassured the students of his ability to move the university in a positive direction. He and the student government are working together to help the students reach their full potential. The university is excited for what's to come. This has been Maddie Watkins for Lights, Camera, Akron.